So now I'm going to read Caps for Sale. We had this book at school. Do you guys remember this one? My copy is very old and it's falling apart. I need some of that good Crocus Hill tape to tape it up. So, but we're going to try to read it anyways. Caps for Sale. Look at all those caps that he has on his head. He has his checked cap and he has a bunch of gray caps. Then he has a bunch of brown caps and a bunch of blue caps. My favorite color. I love blue. And then a bunch of red caps. Did you want to come read with us? Okay. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of, my favorite color, blue caps, and then a bunch of red caps on the very top. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" Can you guys say that with me? Pretend we're selling caps too. You guys call out, ready? Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, help me out, do it with me, guys. Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. Do you see him there? He's going to go walking down that road without dropping any of those caps. That would be difficult. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest, thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree, and he leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. Look at you guys. These flowers here are called tulips, and they only bloom in the springtime. So that's another sign of spring. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. The sun is high in the sky. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Oh, can you guys stretch? Oh, he stretched. Felt so much better after his nap. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Uh-oh. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Where are they? What happened to them? Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray or a brown or a red or a blue cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and said, "You monkeys, you better better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. Can you guys stamp your feet at home? By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. Ooh, he looks angry, doesn't he? At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. Look at how mad he looks. Do you guys see that? He looks very angry. I think he's frustrated that those monkeys aren't sharing. But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, all the brown caps, all the blue caps, my favorite color, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." There he goes. There's the tulips. It says "The End." That's what these letters spell here. T-H-E, the, end, E-N-D. E for Eleanor, E for Eloise. Who else in our class starts with an E? I think that's it. So this book reminds me of our monkey song with the crocodile. Should we do that one? I'm going to stop the video here so we can do it on a separate video, and then we'll do that, okay? And I know this is Sam's favorite one of his favorite ones. Okay,